I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about panel adhesive. I'm going to use this to go ahead and set this panel in, and then I'm still going to weld it in some places. Just may not have to do near as much welding because this stuff is super strong. And a lot of people say, no, I don't know about that. You guys need to go to some trade shows. If that's, you guys need to go to some trade shows and see, the strength tests of this stuff next to welding, and it's actually stronger in a lot of ways. So because you see how much I got in there, are you going to weld that much metal? You've got continuous adhesion all the way across. You weld it, you got spot weld, spot weld, spot weld, spot weld. This is all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to put the panel in. You have to put it over bare metal. It doesn't look like it, but it's over bare metal. And both surfaces have to be bare metal. And this for this repair, I think it's probably one of the best things I could do in addition to welding it. So, but I'm going to weld it as well, because if you look at the actual rule sheets on where you can use this, they want the crash area, so like in the rear of the car or in the front of the car, also to have some spot welds, but they're not as many. So they don't like to have like certain places. Just look at the rule books, check it out yourself, and then and keep some around because it's great to have for stuff like this. Let's take a look at this panel while it's in. Oh, one more thing, you use an acid brush to smooth it, and here's the best stuff there is, 3M, of course. Here's the part number, so you can get it yourself if you need it, and the caulking gun, which will set you back over $100, just so you know. These things are, I don't remember, between $25 and $50 somewhere, but I don't recall exactly how much. But they're well worth it because you end up spending your time and money on welding stuff and everything else, so it pays for itself. All right, so the 3M gives you a bit of time to work with, but I'm going to stop for a second and make a quick video of what it looks like when you get to put it in. Now, what they say is to clamp it, your areas. So they have, I think they have special clamps and stuff like that. But what works well is just using your sheet metal screws. That's why I sheet metal screwed it in place in case I decided I wanted to use it. Now, it has to be down tight. So if you've got any loose areas, it has to be down really tight. So I got to put a lot of screws in here, and then that will hold it in. Right, so let's take a look here. Got a lot of screws in, and you can kind of line up the panels as you go a little bit. You really want to fit everything first, of course, and then you can see it's all down really tight. And then I mean, if you were just gonna not use when you're welding, you could just leave the globby stuff hanging off, and it's like seam sealer already. So of course I need to make some pieces for these corners because I had to sacrifice those, and I'll just make little pieces for there and to continue this panel and whatever. It doesn't, like I said, it's inside here, you're not going to see it as long as it's got metal there. And I'll weld those corners in really good, and I'll weld these in. So that's that for that. I'll show you, this is and what I did is I pushed in the quarters. All right, so you can see right here where this line comes down and lines right up with the other panel. Okay, and you can see it's at the right angle here, coming down. These things are very close. They're a little bit off, but I believe it's just bent right here, just a little bit bent. I can straighten that, and then I'm going to sacrifice these parts here. Let's take a little chunk out of here, clamp it into here, and weld that, of course. Be much easier than gluing. And same thing over here. Now you look at the, just very slightly off, but it's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to change this angle much. Then you got this here lined up this line lined up with that corner down there. So everything lines up. So there's no reason why the heater channel shouldn't go right into place. And all the rest of the stuff, the doors will close right. It's not going to be a big deal. Don't make a big deal out of this. This is probably harder to do than that. Actually, the heater channels aren't really that hard to do. I don't see. Everybody makes a big deal out of it, and I thought it was pretty easy myself when I did the set that I did on the last one. It was like, oh, that's it? Oh, okay. Because I seen all these guys, they go and they drill out every freaking spot weld, and I'm like, you must be changing a heater channel that's not that bad, because, you know, if I could still drill out the spot welds, there's enough metal there that it wouldn't be that hard to do. So maybe you should just be repairing the ones you have. You know, they have repair sections of them. You can buy like this section right here at Wolfsburg West and repair part of it, you know, if it's not that bad. So I don't know, to each his own. Anyway, that's it for pallet panel adhesive on the 60 ragtop. A lot of guys today don't want to use panel adhesive. They say it's not the way it was done originally and blah blah blah, whatever. You know, it's like, come on guys, go to a psychiatrist for the OCD, get that dealt with, and start fixing cars. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.